Produce about Digene AI. That's with Digene. It can make the picture talk. Applying some of those steps, I noticed I started getting views on my YouTube. I thank AI for its wonderful work. Thank you.
So AI, well, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Juliet. I'm a financial analyst. So far, AI has helped me to streamline my work processes and make my work more easier and faster. Works that can take me like, some projects that will take me like days or weeks to complete with AI, and using the right prompts, I'm able to, finish up faster. All right.
There is a total package called AI Prompt Engineering. We'll be talking about that a little later.
My name is Chidebere Kenneth Ezebani. I use AI to do two things. The first thing is discovering the problem the businesses have. Know how to use AI to solve the problems for them. Then the second, I use AI to find problems businesses and Nigerians are facing. Then try to know how to solve those problems as a human, and also the use of AI, finding tools that can help solve headache that some businesses in Nigeria are facing. Then the second thing that I also use AI to do is brainstorming ideas. Like I might have an idea of creating an app or a website. I'll be asking the AI if I'm to integrate something like this inside this website or inside this app. How can it solve this problem or this issue? So it will be giving me some ideas. Then I'll also be asking. So to a certain point, I will not ask the AI, from all the discussion we have so far, how can you rate my idea? You might be telling me that I'll be rating you 9.5 based on your ideas. So that is what I use AI to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Elonia Ifunanya Chukwu Benedicta Josephine. Sorry about the long name. I am a full-stack software developer, and I use AI just to help with my debugging process, because most of the time, whenever I'm building like projects, you tend to encounter bugs 1 or 2 times, or maybe more than 10 times in a day. So AI actually helps me to refine the bugs. And also, it's kind of a base for my own mental AI assistant, TheraBuddy. I'm building it to actually help youths that are struggling with mental health issues, because I've been there, trust me. So that's what that's what I'm using AI to do currently, and I hope you guys can actually get into this idea so that at least the rate of suicide within Nigeria can actually reduce. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Hachikamso. I'm a web developer. I use AI for debugging, generating ideas. It helps reduce the amount of time for me to complete projects, because I had like this deadline. I'm not. Okay, yeah. Okay. It really helps shorten the amount of time it takes for me to complete projects, like generating boilerplates, debugging code. There's so many things you can do with AI, and the potential for it.
In space of 13 days, I've been able to build Ngwangwa delivery to MVP, which I was actually coding up here during the program, and you guys mentioned, and I decided to just share what I've built so far. Don't mind me, I beg attention. So guys, I need someone to hold mic for me, please. Can someone just hold the mic?
All right. All right. So guys, opportunity.
So guys, for the past 13 days, I was able to build this to MVP level. And while upstairs, I just completed the admin panel on the Ngwangwa delivery. We have book delivery section, we have track shipment, we have my bookings at the admin. What I focused on here is just clarity. I did a pickup model system where you can choose to either order a ride to come to you, or we can come to you and take it to the hub. Also, we have the details here. This Ngwangwa delivery also has something that will calculate the price for you. When you select, this is very self-explanatory. When you're using this, you can select where you want to go to, where you're taking.
So where can they find this Ngwangwa delivery app? Is it up and running already?
I just finished the admin panel, which made it MVP ready. It's MVP ready right now. So I'll be launching it this evening.
That's right. So when you launch it, what are they going to look out for?
Yes, what you guys will look out for is clarity. I know say most of them this are big.
I want them to be able to get onto your platform immediately it launches. So what should they check out for 5 p.m. or 6 p.m.?
Okay, you can follow me up, Coded Bright on LinkedIn. You can follow me on Twitter. I share my journey, everything. You can follow me there. And also, what you will expect from this app is...
They will find it in the app, all right? Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot to talk about.
Thank you so much.
We need to be short and sharp with it, okay?
Good day, everyone. My name is Samarachi, and then my brand name is Green Globe. I use AI to generate stories. I tell stories. I generate adverts for people, for companies, for real estate. I generate invitation cards, both wedding and birthdays. I use AI to create a music, a food track, and I have the music right here in my phone. Thank you.
Thank you. That's brilliant.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fafos Nachi, and I am a shoemaker, and I also sell bags. So, time is more than money, so AI saves time. It helps you do things easily without fear, without having to waste time. So, as a shoemaker, AI has helped me know my audience, know what they want, how to tackle their problems, how to ask the right question whenever my audience, my customer, they have a problem, like the type of shoe they want, what they want to get in their product, the quality, and it helps me ask the right question, and I can be able to know what my customer wants rightly. So AI has helped me. Whenever I go to AI, it has helped me to create more designs and more ideas, and also to suit my potential customer, their preferences, their style, and whatever they want. Thank you.
So AI is helping out with customer service. Can we keep it short? Nobody should come on stage again. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Akude Gugwit, and I'm a crypto, forex, and Web3 trader. I normally use AI to analyze the forex charts, crypto charts, 60% of the time. And the accuracy percent is probably 40 compared to 100. And I document all this process in my TikTok channel. TikTok. It's GPIPS Industries. Yeah, thank you.
Did I hear that? The TikTok.
GPIPS Industries.
Can you spell it out?
Capital letter G_PIPS dot.
Oh, that's an underscore. Is it? That's why I asked you to spell it out.
Okay, everybody. My name is Desmond. Yeah, I am a student entrepreneur. I'm studying at the University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. So, basically, I use AI for two things. Yeah. So, one is because I said I'm a student entrepreneur, I use AI to source for products online, source for platforms where I could get these products from, because mostly I don't, buy my stuff from Nigerian vendors. So I usually use AI to sort, locations where I can get these products from. And secondly, I have this idea of a student e-commerce app, mainly for university students. So I usually use AI. I usually use AI softwares like App Alchemy, Boat.com to build up models of this app to envision what it looks like. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sopuru, but I'm popularly known as the main Sopuru. I'm a content creator and a graphics designer. So, what do I use AI for? I use AI to craft out my personal workout plan. So if you notice, you might be seeing just small muscle here. I used to it. I don't know if you can see, but like it's there. So I use AI basically to create my personal workout plan and to also like find out what to eat, because I don't know if any of you usually have a hassle like to know what to eat in a day. Do you have the hassle? Like me, I'll just go straight to Gary to go and drink Gary, and that's. But I use AI to like try to like my personal meal time. Praise the Lord. Sorry.
Out of the abundance of the heart, what? And it's a good thing. So the issue is what is in your heart.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kinsley Okyongwan from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, from the Faculty of Vocational and Technical Education. I'm into the Department of Computer and Robotics. Let's say all of us here, we are here because we had this thing for a tech. And I'm a type that believe that AIs can never replace us in this life. It's not possible. Even as a tech bro, AI can never. Okay, I have 2 softwares. One for my first company and one I'm about to launch. Although it's already online, but we are still processing our legal documents to be online fully. But we are online. But what AI helps me to do is that it helps me to know the data, because my agricultural company, I'm more of data-driven agriculture. I can tell you how many liters of water my farm spends in each day because I have a software that takes record of those things. Now I moved into EdTech, which is one of my favorite side because that's why I'm doing education in school. So that's my softwares we build. I'm not just doing it only alone. I have AI system. People wonder how only you does all these things. It's a lie. Just know your basic CSS, basic HTML, basic Python. Give the code to AI.
Thank you very much. You've done well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Diakacha Osulise David, otherwise known as Lamelu. I'm a student of National Grammar School, Nike, Enugu. I use AI for 2 things. The first is nano banana demos. The second is I'm actually working on a software. Currently, still in the prototype version. The Python prototype uses real-time data processing to alternate power switching to ensure that we Nigerians can cut off the maximum amount of money we spend on fuel costs and electricity bills daily. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just a quick.
Good day, everyone. Yeah. My name is Kenon Kwipka David. I'm a computer scientist and also a dental therapist. Okay, I'll be very, very brief. There's like 3 things that AI helps me to do. One, when I have a music that I want to play and I need lyrics like on a subject matter, I can actually type the subject matter. Then it creates some wordings. Then I'll keep on streamlining it until I get what I want. 2, AI actually can make anything I think to be picture represented. Like now, if I am thinking of a scenario now, I can actually prompt an AI and it will generate the picture that suits, and I'll keep on prompting until I get what I want. Then the last thing that AI does for me is that if I bring a very big text, because at one point I do tutorials for people, if I get a very big text like PDFs that are like 50 pages, I can put it on the AI software and request for a summarized version, and I can also prompt it to give me questions to answer those stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amarachi Abali. So I'm a brand strategist and brand designer, and I use basically Gen AI. So if a brand doesn't have a budget for product shoots, photography, and whatever, I could use AI to craft out an entire shoot, an entire product for their product. So if it's a clothing brand, I just need to see the product, and I can create an entire shoot using Gen AI. I mostly use Midjourney or Love Art. I brought, I don't know, you guys will not see my phone, but all of this is AI, none of this is real. So it is actually going to be very realistic. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Udani Enyinya Dennis. Well, I am a blend of beauty, content, and architecture. I graduated from architecture 2 years ago at the age of 20, and I'm currently studying German. And then I'm going to explain how AI has helped me. Firstly, AI has really improved my learning in learning another language. Believe me, if you've taken up another language apart from your mother tongue, you will know that taking up another language, no matter how intelligent you are, once you are learning another language, you are basically a fool in that aspect. Secondly, I'm still planning to start up my construction company called Luom Builds. Luom simply means build for me. So what we tackle is the problem of if you have an uncle abroad and your uncle has somehow sent money down to a relative in Nigeria to build something for him, and in the process of coming back, your uncle that was sent to build something eats the money or builds this house and converts it. That is what my company protects. Instead of trusting a family member, because we've noticed that most clients do not like to trust such projects with family members or people they do know. Now, my company will help you start everything from the architectural design to the interior finishing. When I thought about this, I didn't know how to start about it, but AI has helped me to plan, and my website is still under development. It's not fully done yet, but when it is, you all will know. My social media is Engineer Udani Dennis or Dennis Touch, because I am a makeup artist and a hairstylist. So I am basically the blend of everything. Then finally, there is a speculation saying AI will take our jobs. Well, I would love to see AI take up makeup and hairstyling. Thank you.
Don't push your loco. Don't push your loco about what AI can take.
Okay.
You know, there's a song, Nalo.
Yes.
Uwe to Papa. You heard it before?
Say it again. Uwe to Papa.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ute, Papa, Ute.
Ute,
Papa, Ute.
Ute,
You've heard the song before? Do you know how many AI versions you have on YouTube? Do you know?
Not just that.
Do you know?
There was a song by Fave that had an AI modification, and that's the one that went viral. That's the power of AI.
So you have to be sure you are the author. They say the AI is the finisher, but first of all, you have to author something. Right. We need to move to the fireside chart. We've tried to relax the mood a bit here. We need to move to the fireside chart where we'll deepen the conversations for this event. It's a 4-day event, so it's not ending today. But there are very critical things that need to be discussed. We hope to get on the narratives, on algorithms and influence, how Nigeria's creative industries can shape identity and export value. You must export value, not just crude oil and palm oil. Huh? In the 1960s, we were exporting palm oil. So right now, if you don't add any value to that, Malaysia can do that. Malaysia can be in the value chain. So what are you doing with your own? There are things AI cannot do for you. All right? AI cannot sleep for you. AI cannot read for you. AI can only be AI, and you can only be you. It's better that you exploit AI, or AI will exploit you. So I think we're done with the AI session. It's just a tiny bit of what is in focus. But a lot of people also should pay attention to AI prompt engineering. What are you telling AI? I think that's the most important conversation. What are you asking AI to do for you?
Well, Mr. Alex, I think you should also answer the question. You've been asking everyone what they are doing with AI. What are you doing with AI?
I'm not used to answering questions. So.
Okay, I'm asking you now. So what are you doing with AI?
I don't use AI like Google. The only thing is that I don't post everything I do with AI online, because a lot of those things are not for public consumption.
They're classified.
It's for, no, it's not classified, but it's for personal development. All right? You know that Nalo is taller than me today, and it's not AI. I don't want to say why, but it's not AI.
Naturally.
You know why, right?
It's not the heels. If you think it's the heels, it's not.
Did I mention Hill now?
I'm just putting it
Why
out
did you
there.
mention Hill?
You should come over at Afia TV one time because we work together and find out who's taller without the heels. Thank you very much.
Okay, so clearly we will need to have seats on stage for the fireside chats. We'd like the organizers to help us bring on some of the seats we'll use for the fireside chat. And of course, we will like to tell everyone that may have joined the team for the, what is it that we're doing there? Exhibition. Yes. I wanted to ask AI. So they can come inside. We'll have clusters of people milling around. They can come inside now so we can have a proper conversation in here. And after that, there is yet another fireside chat. We'll have 2 fireside chats. When we are done with that, there are some giveaways. There's a place for giveaways, isn't it?
Yes, laptop giveaways by NITDA. And I think we should be starting with that right about now. But with a little bit of issue to sort out, we'll get to the laptop giveaways. So if you're anticipating winning something, you are in luck today.
You will have worked for something. They're not asking AI to give people laptops. Except you want to print your own laptop in 3D. How many of you can do 3D printing? You can just print your own. So you can print laptop in 3D. So, but the problem is, do you have the 3D printer? That's where the problem is. So you have to have the whole technology to get it done. If you can't, then you wait until those that have it can show up. But the giveaways are basically for those who have participated in some of the events. In fact, before today, a hackathon took place. Some of you were part of that hackathon. It tells you a lot about what Enugu State is doing. Enugu State have made sure that they are connecting the dots and building a huge ecosystem for tech so that from this month, next month, even next year, you know that this part of Nigeria is going to be the hub where everything about tech is mixing and melting. Everybody will grow from this point, isn't it?
Speaking of the hackathon, I was present.
Oh yeah, she was moderating the hackathon.
Would you believe that a team came on stage and pitched a product where banana leaves, sanitary pads would be made from banana leaves? Can you imagine that? That day was something else. From people pitching logistic business and to the banana leaves being made from, sanitary pads being made from banana leaves. I don't know how that would look, but obviously I'm very interested in that aspect. What do you think about sanitary pad made with banana leaves? I know you're not a lady, but of course they have. They did a prototype and distributed on that day. I didn't get a look, sadly, but it seems workable.
Well, we'll just take a look at the health side. Very good thing. Some people are even asking for the very good thing. Some people are even asking for the air conditioning to be turned down. But the response is turned down for what, right? Because if the hall is filled up, you would need the air conditioning to be at the tiptoe. But that's not even the focus. Those of you who were at the Tech Fest last year, how many of you eventually rolled out something tangible? You rolled out something tangible. You was at a very ideating stage last year. Can we have you on stage? Come and tell us about it. I like to listen to these stories. They are very motivating. Very, very motivating. Any other person have built something, especially from the last time? It's not even up to a year. Now, we had that Tech Fest. I think it happened around March or April. I'm not quite sure now. May. So it's not even up to a year. So we're having 2 tech fests in less than a year. Please put your hands together for the Enugu State government.
For the Enugu State government. You can do better than that. If you've ever hosted anything in your life.
Or you people want AI to clap.
No.
I can send a prompt. I will send a prompt. Applause. Applause. And it will start happening.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
I'm Ikechukwu Victor Chizroke, a student of Enugu State University of Science and Technology. Coming to TechFest 2025, I was filled with hope. My first day wasn't welcoming. I saw people winning iPad, laptops, and what have you. I found myself at the other room. I was viewing everything that happened. Something came up in me that I should look around and check what is happening. Luckily for me, I found out a esports hub there where they are doing registration. I asked, what's the essence of esports? I was informed about Hammer Games, Warlord Game, Edge of Infinity. It's a game that lasted for 3 days, but presently, as I was there, a guy went home with earpod, power bank, and a gift. And we were told that we should go home. We should download the Warlord Games, that a program will be organized where all of us will compete. The best will be going home with Samsung phone, earpod, and power bank. Luckily for me, I participated. Despite not having a good phone, I was able to scale through to the semifinals. Reaching the semis, I lost to the guy that won. Playing the 3rd round, I was able to win, and I was rewarded with 50,000 naira and with an airport. Thank you, TechFest.
Thank you.
Thank you
Quickly,
so
let's hear from you.
Okay, my name is Mba William Sifani. So, last year was a very remarkable one, honestly speaking. And I thank the Enugu State for such an organization and everything. Yeah, I learned a lot last year. Even though I didn't win anything and I didn't compete in anything, but at least that level of exposure that a lot is actually happening, that a lot of us might really not know. Like, a lot is actually happening on the ground. A lot of ideas are raising billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and some other tech companies has exceeded million in the whole human history, like $1 million startup in the whole human history, that money is changing from maybe from ranging or a company rating or worthing $1 million to $1 billion, and most of them, statistically speaking, are mostly tech. So aside that, I was also opportune to be part of a tech startup that was majorly pioneered by a students of UNN. So it's a startup that solves the problem of lining up or queuing up to get built, and is going to make something out of this organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, the fruits. They say by their fruits you shall know them. I had to ask that question so that we don't turn TechFest into a talk shop. We will be listening to Gosi Okanwoke, who is a prominent Nigerian entrepreneur, investor, and educator. Of course, known for founding Benny American University, Nigeria's first online university, and his current role is the CEO of BetKing and managing director of Kingmakers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have here on stage Gosi Okanwoke. Is he here? Is he here, please? All right. While we await his arrival, we'll continue to engage some of our young ones here who I find the whole. Is he here, please? He's here. All right. Please put your hands together for him.
Right.
Please don't cluster at the stairs. Come on. Please put your hands together for Gosi Okanwoke.
Just keep clapping till he gets here and takes the microphone.
He'll be speaking on narratives, algorithms, and influence. How Nigeria's creative industries can shape identity and export value. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Excellent. My name is Gossi. I'll be speaking briefly on the Nigerian creative economy and the ways that technology plays a role in this economy and the ways that we can tap into the opportunities that it creates. It's a digital world today, and every facet of the country, every facet of the economy, all sectors have one way that technology has either changed it, transformed it, or is changing its trajectory into something different, something new, something better. It's my honor to be here to speak to you today. It's been a number of months of conversations with the team putting this event together, and this topic is one that is also very dear to me because the creative space is one that I've invested in over a few years now, and I can see the opportunity that it creates for young people. You know, we often hear that Nigeria is the heartbeat of Africa, and in 2026, I believe that that is even more amplified because technology, the internet, has given us access to more information, has given us access to more creators, has given us access to more content. And as we sit here today, we have to ask ourselves a very important question. Are we just trending or are we building? And that question goes beyond just trending for the sake of building technology that exists in other places. Are we actually building for our unique situations in our immediate market? Are we building for our country? Are we building for our environment? And as creators in the creative sector, are we creating content that is relevant for us, but most importantly, also very relevant for the global market? For years, Nigeria's global identity has been shaped by headlines that talk about all sorts of things about Nigeria. But today, I believe our stories are our greatest export. Whether you're a gamer in Tokyo playing a Nigerian-made title, or you're a family in Mexico City watching Nollywood series or watching Nigerian movies on YouTube, you're not just consuming our entertainment. Now, you're actually engaging with Nigerian soft power. So I believe our entertainment sector, our creative sector, has become that soft power that Nigeria actually can capitalize on to grow its global influence. And it is in the hands of young creators, young entertainers like yourselves to tap into that opportunity to use the content that you're creating to actually project Nigeria in the way we want it to be projected. However, I know that it's a difficult landscape because we are competing with something we call algorithms on the platforms where we are distributing our content. So we are fighting to create, uniqueness in the content you're creating, fighting to create authenticity, and fighting to create exposure. But the biggest question that will come to you is not just about how you're fighting to gain access to all the content streams and views in a very populated environment, because everyone is a potential creator. So if there's 1 million people, you have a potential 1 million creators. The biggest question is, how do you stand out? How do you make sure that whatever you're creating, whether you're building a game, whether you're building skits, whether you're building a short movie, a short film, an animation, whatever it is that you're building, you have to find out how you can stand out and get as much attention to what you're building. Because in this new global economy, attention and influence has become the biggest currency. So how do you get the most attention? How do you get the most influence on what you have? So one question that I was asked to answer is, in what ways do algorithms influence which Nigerian stories get seen and which don't? For me, I believe that algorithms are digital gatekeepers because, let's say, maybe I'll ask some question. Is there anyone here who has created content to put on YouTube? Anyone? By show of hands? Great, so you really understand this. If you're here and you've created content for YouTube, you're always fighting on the algorithm. How do you make sure that what you have gets as much visibility when compared to other people who are also creating from other places? For those who are monetizing their content on platforms like YouTube, you probably know that if your 1 million views in Nigeria is compared to 1 million views for someone who's uploaded the same content in the US, they probably make more money than you do here because of the algorithms, because of the content monetization strategies that they've put in place, which almost puts us at a disadvantage. And I fear that it pushes us to try to create content that is no longer authentic. We try to then create content that matches what the algorithm wants. What I will say is, rather than get into that narrow hole of trying to create just like any other person and creating the same content like any other person, you have to realize that algorithms are trainable. We have to find ways to balance authenticity and create content that is very authentic to us, very authentic to you, and train algorithm in a way that it creates a new niche for you. I think it's happened, let's say, in Nollywood. It's happened now in short content form. I think Nigeria has really led in short content form, and we've seen the explosion into other platforms like TikTok and the rest. So it is truly possible to create what people want to see, but circumvent the issue of having to do the same thing that everybody does because you're trying to fit into the algorithm. So algorithms are trainable. You have to find a balance between being authentic and creating value. The fourth question that I was also asked to answer is, are Nigeria's creative industries fully capturing the economic value of their global influence? My answer is not yet. We are not fully capturing the economic value of our global influence because for now, it's mostly about the vibe. It's mostly about doing things because it's fun. We have to actually lay the foundation, the infrastructure to move from just creating things for the fun of it, but to create and owning the value. Because for now, every content we create is put on platforms that are not our platforms. So this value is kept elsewhere. We are at the mercy of being paid what we are believed we are supposed to be paid. However, if we can start to also look beyond just creating and go deeper into owning the infrastructure that allows the distribution of our platform and content, we can start to retain the value that we want to have. There is network infrastructure that exists at the moment. We have companies that have built network infrastructure in Nigeria. We have companies that are beginning to build data centers. My dear friend is looking at me when I said data infrastructure. We have companies that are building data centers that are holding the data now. We have to now come to the application layer to actually build on top of all this infrastructure that now exists. Rather than go now into creating content just like everybody else, there's an opportunity for someone here to actually say, I want to create the interface, the application interface that sits on all the infrastructure that exists for every other person who wants to be a content person to put their content on a Nigerian platform, on a platform that actually speaks to our authenticity and the algorithms that will speak to the content that Nigerians want to see. Of course, when you build the value of being seen, when you build the value of generating the views and the visibility, the revenue, the economic value will come. Finally, I see that we've really thought about content mostly on the private sector side, where it's about the creators and the value we're creating, etc. However, the government also has a role to play. We still have the Copyright Act that needs better enforcement. We need to make sure that the guys who are creating the content actually truly own the content and the value that comes from it. Whether we are creating, whether it's music, soundtracks, whatever we are creating, the value has to be fully captured. And the only way we can fully capture that value is if copyright laws are enforced and the private sector can rely on the government and the power of the government to ensure that owners of such proprietary content keep that value. On the other hand, we also need to create more creative desks, whether it's in the banks, think tank platforms, government institutions that are tasked with incentivizing small and medium enterprises to actually create creative desks that actually understand the value of creatives, the value that creatives bring into the economy, and use that to, you can't fund what you don't understand. So we need to have people on this side go into the public sector side to help the people on the public sector side fully understand the value that is held in content, the value that is held in entertainment. Personally, I believe that creativity should be our new oil, and we need to create strategies to export this new oil and to export the value that we are creating. The beautiful thing is human capital is enormous. Human capital is enormous. Everyone has a potential. We should be able to tap into that potential, and each person can be a potential exporter of content, an exporter of this new oil that will generate loads of, I'll say, economic value for ourselves, our families, our societies, and the country at large. And vision, I believe, is that our culture, which I believe is the one thing that is still very authentic to us, should be the door that will give us access to that authentic content, the authentic distribution that allows us to truly sell who we are. I was in Japan last year for TCAD, and the theme was on creative economy, the new, creative economy. And I could see that a lot of people I spoke to there hadn't had any interaction with a lot of Nigerian content. There were similarities to the things that we liked, but not many of them hadn't had any interaction with this content. And one of the things I did was speak to a company I had invested in to say, you're a fashion company, you create fashion attires, you create boo-boos, you create pants, shirts, and the rest. How about we create a small trip for you to go over to Japan and let the people there have access to this fashion? They never knew what it was. They haven't really experienced it. They sold out in one day. They were supposed to be there for 4 days. They were sold out in 1 day. What that says is the opportunity is really there. We need to find ways to drive that export. Let more people have access to the authentic Nigerian culture, the authentic Nigerian content. And I believe the power is in the hands of young people, young creatives, to do that. Enjoy the rest of the festival. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very excited about the opportunities that are here for us. And make the best of the opportunities here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gosi Ukanwoke from the Kingmakers. Please, a bigger round of applause for him. Special recognitions to Dr. Chinyere Onyisi, SPA to Enugu State Governor on Education and Experiential Learning of the Enugu Smart Schools. And of course, Dr. Amaka Stephen Ngene is the Executive Chairman, Science, Technical and Vocational School Management Board, STVSMB. Thank you. Just as I'm about to recognize them, they were heading out, but I'm sure they will be back. They will be back. I would like to also extend our warmest greetings to Ugochukwu Arono, co-founder, Asset Chain, and founder of Zend Finance. Thank you for coming along. Put your hands together for him. Yes, we are supposed to have another fireside chat. I think we should have those seats on stage so we don't have a dull moment around here. The whole idea of this is for people to share their experiences, and those experiences will be the guiding light for a lot of people who are attentive and not scrolling away on Instagram. I say this because I know it is possible that someone might leave their house to be at this event, but they have been scrolling away on Instagram and haven't grasped anything yet. And they'll probably be here next year. But why not make the most of this year? And it is possible, especially if you're still in your 20s, the world is your oyster, isn't it? We have another fireside chart here. It's something that we'll have to look at. It's so can we have those seats up, please? On stage? Let's have the seats up, please. We need those seats up. Can we have them up now? Can we have them up? We need to have the seats up now, please. All right, we'll be having a discussion on innovation, sustainability, and skills. What Enugu can learn from the Swedish model. Once we are set, we would like to invite the Swedish ambassador to Nigeria. Okay. Okay, not here. But I would like to invite Joy Okoye, who will be the moderator, to empanel the fireside chart. Is Joy Okoye here? Is Joy here? Please put your hands together for her. Kindly call her. So the fireside chart will take us through innovation, sustainability, and skills. What Enugu can learn from the Swedish model. I mean, if you haven't been to Sweden, you can learn something from what has worked and what is still working. And all of us can benefit from it, isn't it? No. So Joy Okoye is the team lead and project and operations. Is she here? Joy, please put your hands together for her. Always calm and in charge. That applause is for your village chief.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing some stylish people in the room. How are you enjoying yourselves? Are you enjoying yourselves? You said, of course, you people will say no. So far, I want to congratulate you all for your persistence and being here. It's really awesome, and we have a lot of value to deliver to you. And I believe this is exam period for a lot of you, and then some people are still staying put. Just look at your neighbor and say congratulations. Look at your neighbor and say, make sure you go home with value. Yes. So this session, we're going to be having this year. A lot of people complained that we needed more trainings. We needed more things that will lead us to jobs, all right? For some people that have already had skills, all right? But then, this year, we have come up with a lot of collaborations. How many of you have registered for the trainings that will start tomorrow? Yes, so tomorrow, be ready for that training. And then also, what we are going to discuss would open up more opportunities, because there is something about getting trained, getting skills, and then you don't get to see where you use those skills. That is not what we are about. We are about creating the systems that would work for you and the systems that will also plug you in to more opportunities. And that's why the ETF cuts across the policymakers, it cuts across the students, it cuts across the people that are building stuff. You see a lot of founders that are addressing you, all right? These are the connecting factors. You see these people because when we train the talents, we'll make sure there are companies that are around that these talents can be fed into, all right? You see a lot of companies coming over to build their headquarters right here in Enugu. And then when we have these companies come over here in Enugu to you know, bring more employment to the good people and the young people of Enugu, and then we are promising them that Enugu people, Enugu youths are employable. And when we are saying that they are employable, we are not just saying that. We are saying that knowing fully well that we've done things actually to make them employable. We've done things to position them right so that you don't waste employers' time. And then for the builders, we are also attracting investors of the right kind. Someone told me that it's not even about investors. It's do we really have, so right now I'll bring up Oscar and Natalie to join me on the stage because this session is about us. This session is about exploring the partnerships between the Swedish and the Nigerian tech ecosystems and exploring opportunities. Oscar and Natalie, please join me on the stage. Can we get more microphones? So we are honored to be welcoming these two individuals that have been shaping and bringing a lot of connectivity with the Nigerian and the Swedish ecosystems. So we have Natalie Sunderland and Oscar Nwokeji. Please, can you put your hands together for these individuals? So I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Joy Okoye. I am the HR at Zen Finance, and I am also involved in the growth of the ecosystem and bringing more value through programs like the Enugu Tech Festival. So would like to hear from Natalie. Can you kindly introduce yourself?
Of course. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I see a lot of young people here, which I'm really happy to see. My name is Natalie Sunderland. I am originally from Sweden, but I've actually been in Nigeria since 2018, working with Global Wisdom Consult, which is focused on spreading digital literacy to youth through modern ways of learning. So it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Good
good afternoon. My name is Oscar Wokeji. I'm from Imo State. It's really a pleasure to be here because I'm also a graduate from University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. So it feels good to be home and feels good to see all the transformative things that's happened within Enugu in the past few years. So it's a joy bringer to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. So we would like to know what you have done so far with the Global Wizard Consult and what it has for the ecosystem, the tech ecosystem, and the values that they are bringing. So we'll start with Natalie. Okay, is this your first time in Enugu? Would that be your first time in Enugu? Second time, you can have the mic. Okay.
My second time.
Okay, so being in Enugu now and being in Nigeria for a while, what would you say you've noticed, the differences you've noticed or the similarities you've noticed in the growth in the ecosystem, the tech ecosystem, and the talents that we have across these countries?
Of course. So I can start by saying that just from when I came in 2018 and today, 2026, now that's 8 years. But I've seen a lot of development in the country, which I'm sure many here can agree with as well. And we continue to see it. One thing that has always been steady, which has amazed me from the first day, is the talent, and it is the youth. I've never seen in my life such a vibrant and talented youth, and it has stayed the same from 2018 till today.
All right, thank you so much. So, Oscar, we'll go back to you. Now, what are the differences you've seen?
Okay, the difference is clear. I think when I studied in Enugu, there was nothing like Enugu Tech Fest. We didn't even have people that could say, "Oh, I'm into tech. I'm a techpreneur," or I'm doing this." I started Global Wizard Consult in my 200 level, and seeing people here from universities pitching ideas, pitching what tech could do, AI could do, give me a bit of flashback. If these opportunities were available when I was in school, it would have been beautiful. It would have given me the opportunity to showcase. It would have given me the opportunity to build. So I feel the tech, the ecosystem is really growing. And I'm seeing a lot of techpreneurs. So a lot of people coming up with ideas. But I also want to see people that are intrapreneurs in tech. So you start with a business, start with a startup, and you build the startup too, and let the startup grow. You might not be the one to come up with the idea, but you can manage with tech. You're a project manager. You're using CRM systems. You're good with Zoho. You're good with Asana. So for me, what I'm looking for to see is to see more intrapreneurs. I'm seeing a lot of techpreneurs, and I believe that the ecosystem will keep growing from there.
Okay, back to Oscar. So what are the opportunities that you have?
The key things as a 200 level students opening a business, my things were, what are the problems or opportunities that I'm not able to get? First one was knowledge. Nobody was teaching. There was no tech school popular enough in Enugu when I was here. The knowledge, the community, this ecosystem that we're building is to pass knowledge. And most importantly, the resources. So it's not just to learn tech skills. You can learn a tech skill now, and that tech skill is not paying you. How can you get these remote jobs? How can you get, because if you have a tech skill, you speak a universal language. Anybody in US, anybody in Australia, anybody in Canada, anybody in Sweden that needs your services will contact you because you speak a specific tech skill. So speaking one particular tech skill is a global language. And the opportunities we have is very simple. We don't want to just come and teach, here's the knowledge, or here's the community. We want to do a KCR, knowledge, community, and resources. You've taken the knowledge, you have the community, but what are the opportunities? Some of you can code. Some of you can do UI UX. Some of you can do product management and development, 3D printing, CAD designs. Are you getting those remote jobs? If you have a tech skill and you're still earning in Naira, you're sitting at the back seat. Anybody that is sitting here on a tech skill has an opportunity to be making at least $2,000 a month. At minimum. In fact, the entry-level tech skill you can give yourself, well, let's say you don't know how to code, you don't know how to design, but you know how to speak. So anytime you're hearing tech skills are physical skills that are translated into digital. So if I'm good in public speaking, I'll be a content creator. If I can draw my paper, I can be a UI UX designer. If I'm a psychologist, I could be a brand strategist. So all these physical skills that you can acquire on your own have been translated into tech skills. So if you're not benefiting, if you're not earning at least $500 from a tech skill, you're not leveraging it well. Those are the opportunities we want to bring to you. Thank you.
I'm very sure a lot of people are curious right now to know, okay, now you have said we can be making $2,000 and we don't need to be earning in Naira. Please, I'll go back to you, Natalie. I think you have to throw more light on that. Being experienced in this field, you're coming from an economy that has a relatively smaller market, and then you have startups that are really producing globally scalable products, all right? So from your own experience, what translates from skills to employability and, gainfulness? Yes.
I think we're all sitting on that answer, and it's been the same all the way since before the digital skills, and it's experience. It's experience, and it's that drive that Mr. Oscar was mentioning, being willing to do the work. Experience doesn't always mean, because the first excuse you hear when someone says you need experience is, but how do I get the experience if I need experience to get it, right?
Yes.
But the key thing there is that experience doesn't need to be a paid job. That's the first thing we tell our talents. In the digital space, they're not asking you, 9 times out of 10, they will not be asking you for your resume. They will be asking you for your portfolio. Your portfolio is a summary, a document of all your work put into one so they can see what you can do. You can do this without a paid job. You can go to your local church if you're a graphic designer and say, please, let me do your design. You can put that in your portfolio, right? So getting that experience is crucial. Then I think it's also about myself. I come from not a standard educational background. I studied in a vocational school, so I didn't go to university. That's my truth. I did vocational studies. But the difference was that there was a very big connect between the educational system and the market needs, right? That's the second thing that I think is really important. That if we are founding schools, if we are founding programs that are supposed to give you practical skills, right? Practical skills is something that we are supposed to take and be able to go out and work with immediately. If we don't have a connect between the industry and the market needs and the institutions that are teaching those skills, you have a mismatch and you don't have those opportunities.
Okay. So thank you so much, Natalie and Oscar. Can we have like one sentence or 2 sentences to wrap up what you are going to be telling our audience, what they can go home with? And then after that, Oscar can go ahead and say something to the audience too.
Of course, of course. So I think the most important thing to remember and to look at is what I said in the beginning, which is that I've never been to a country, a city, a state that has as many talented and driven youths as Nigeria. And I want everybody, thank you, I want everybody to carry that with you because it's attached to all of you, right? Even if you feel less talented to the person next to you, I will still say that you are more talented than most of the people I've met. So carry that with you with pride, and then please ensure that you put in the work. Find the opportunities if they don't find you, because they are out there. You just have to look for them. Thank you.
I think my word of encouragement would be that to be aware that we are starting late. We are at the back seat of this technological drive. This tech week, tech that you're hearing now, Sweden, they learn coding from nursery 3. So what we're learning in your university final year, we're doing code to code. They started learning coding in their primary 3. India, when you talk about BPO, business processing outsource, India makes over $330 billion. One of them, you can check it online, from outsourced jobs. So from jobs that they do from the US, from Canada, from Australia. Nigeria, with our population, we don't even make over 1 billion. We don't generate $1 billion from outsourced jobs. So I want you to understand that we're on the back seat. It may look like tech is new, AI is new, but we're at the back seat. What can we do to fill in that gap? It's that you need to understand that having a tech skill is being a global citizen. And you're competing with people. When I apply for jobs on Upwork, we're the 10% most successful freelancers on Upwork, meaning we've made over $100,000 as from freelancing. Freelancing is not my main job. Global Wisdom is my main job. But in my spare time, I still work for other companies where I offer tech services to them. I'm saying that you can start now, apply the principle of hard work, and you'll be able to catch up. Just because Enugu is second in Nigeria, that doesn't mean that this is new technology. You need to understand this as, how fast can I meet up to the global demand? And we have an agency where we work with different African talents. So she knows for a fact we have this talent. So this talent needs to realize that for them to compete globally, there's a lot of catching up we need to do. Not just AI, automation, CRMs, all these things need to be taught in our schools. Schools cannot be teaching us what to graduate with and not use. So please, as you're taking this Enugu Tech Fest, as you're simulating it inside, just know that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And Nigeria know they carry last. So immediately you put your head into it, put your mind into it, we'll overtake them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Please put your hands together once again for Nathalie, Oscar, and Joy. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. To reiterate on what Oscar said, having a tech skill means that you are a powerhouse. And if you're not earning up to $500 with your tech skill, something is wrong somewhere. So work on your positioning, and the sky will be your limit. To take us into the next fireside chat on the topic, building our digital backbone, infrastructure as a foundation for smarter government and scalable innovation, we'll have Titi Lobe Oguntuga, a prominent sustainability and management professional who currently serves as the Director of Sustainability at IHS Towers. Please let's welcome Titi Lobe Oguntuga. Please keep clapping until she comes on stage and welcomes the rest of the panelists for this particular fireside chat. You've stopped clapping. Please continue clapping. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. The energy is not high. Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Kashifu Inua Abdullahi. Mr. Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, ably represented here this afternoon by Mr. Aristotle. If you listened to that speech or that goodwill remark, I know you should begin to put your hands together. Please, let's welcome together Mr. Aristotle to the stage. Focused on national digital policy, talent, and inclusive growth. My name is Titilope Ogutuga. I'm Director of Sustainability at IHS Towers. IHS Towers is a shared telecoms infrastructure company. We have over 16,000 towers across Nigeria. If you're wondering what towers are, many people or many Nigerians like to call them masts. So that mast that powers telecommunications, data, voice services is powered by IHS Towers. It's a very light-hearted conversation. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'd like to begin with what your experience has been through the engagements that we had all day. Your experience today.
Thank you very much for having me. As Ella introduced, I'm here to represent my DG, who is unavoidably absent. My name is Arish. In terms of responsibility, I lead the team that manages strategic partnerships in NIDA. My experience since I've been in Enugu actually since Thursday. I spoke at an event, the campus event that happened on Friday. The energy I have seen since I came in the past few days in Enugu is heartwarming. It's heartwarming because I have seen young guys, young men and women who have chosen to change their generation. I have seen men and women, young guys, who has taken a leap to go beyond the boundaries. I have seen those who are passionate to turn the yesterday disappointment to today's kind of success. That's the energy I've seen in Enugu. I have seen something that's very, very dramatic and very challenging for me as an individual. The reason why I say this with passion, a few years back, I've had the opportunity of looking for and searching for young people, startups that we could sincerely and in a very strategic way sponsor to showcase their product outside the country. But it was practically very, very difficult to see any person or to see people who may be willing voluntarily to be part of that team. But from what I have seen so far, I have seen the young people who have the energy to rewrite history, to change their world and to move from the extractive industry to a knowledge capital that will actually rule their tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So please let's give him a round of applause. So our very brief conversation this afternoon is focusing on building our digital backbone, infrastructure as a foundation for smarter government and scalable innovation. And what this conversation will help us do is emphasize people-first approaches, equitable access, sustainable development, deployment, government efficiency, and innovation that benefits everyday Nigerians, of course, starting in Enugu. So my first question to you, sir, is NIDA has been shaping national IT policy. What personal story or moment first made you passionate about building a strong digital backbone? And how does that human drive influence the way you see infrastructure, enabling smarter government services and scalable innovation for ordinary citizens today?
Yeah, thank you very much for that very lengthy question. I call it lengthy. Perhaps you should have broken it in parts. Now, I'll take it from this context. If you talk about digital economy you can define it stands on three strands. Three strands in the sense that number one is that of infrastructure. Number two, after the infrastructure, you talk about the policy. Then after the policy, you talk about the human capital. Now, you are talking about human infrastructure, which is the capital that we require. Because no matter whatever we do, no matter the action you take, if the human infrastructure is not there to bring the change that you desire, the technology that you're talking about is equal to zero. If you talk about artificial intelligence, remember artificial intelligence is just a mere amplified intelligence. An intelligence that is built out of a collective knowledge that's been synthesized over a period of time. So human infrastructure is very critical and very fundamental. Now, in doing that, we recognize that as an agency. And because we recognize that as an agency, when we are building our strategic roadmap and action plan, where we specifically have the vision to ensure that Nigerians are digitally enabled, fostering inclusive economic development through technological innovation. Now, if Nigeria is going to be digitally enabled, then human beings, are the first element. Human beings are the first element in the sense that without skill, which is the currency of prosperity for tomorrow, then every other action that you have taken may be equal to zero. And that's why if you look at, if you have the privilege of looking at our document, the first pillar that we have in that particular strategic roadmap and action plan 2 is to foster digital literacy and cultivate talent. Because we believe that it is only when we have the human capital, when the people are empowered, when they have the digital know-how, and when they have actually translated the manual knowledge they have, the kind of knowledge that they have now, making it a digital knowledge, that's the only way they can contribute significantly into the digital economy. Even today, if you look at our trade, for instance, now in some of the markets that we have today, we still transact our businesses just their mere manual transaction. Now think about the situation where perhaps you have maybe Ariara market, for instance. If Ariara market becomes a digitally compliant market, think about the economy which can be generated. That economy alone worth close about $10 billion as they have been reported, the kind of transaction they made. But that transaction alone is not even reported in the entire digital economic complex because it is what is done physical. But if it is done within the context of their technology, then that can be harnessed. Now, why am I putting on this? Now, we have the vision to ensure that 70% of Nigerians are digitally literate by the year 2027. Now, that is just an abridged vision. Now, the comprehensive vision is through the National Digital Literacy Framework, which we are operating and which we have already deployed. We want to ensure that 95% of Nigerians are digitally literate by the year 2030. Now, in doing that, what we have done is to partner with like-minded people. Now, one of the such people is the NYSC. NYSC have their branches across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. What we have also done is to ensure that we train 80 digital literacy champions across these 774 local government areas. If you make a calculation, we are going to be having across the 3 batches or the 4 strands of NYSC, we're going to be having about 480 NYSC digital literacy champions across the federation every time in each year. Now, if each of those persons train 2 persons per day, at the end of the day, in 1 year, you have 10 million Nigerians trained, especially those in the informal sector. In 3 years, we are likely going to have 30 million Nigerians trained in that area. That's our vision. Now, if that is done, we must have captured that segment of the economy, ensuring that we digitally empower the people. Remember that we're talking about the people infrastructure now. We are not only stopping at that. What we have also done is to ensure, working in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Education, to incorporate digital literacy framework as part of the curriculum. So the president has already approved that curriculum. So now, the curriculum of primary, secondary school, and even the tertiary institution have digital literacy framework incorporated as part of the teaching curriculum. So in doing that also, we are working with NUC to ensure that in universities, digital literacy become a GST course. We already started a pilot program in that of Nasarawa State University, where digital literacy is now part of the GST courses they do in year 1. So at the end of the day, this is in partnership with Cisco. At the end of the day, at the end of 1 year, you're going to have a certificate from Cisco qualifying you, ensuring that you are now digitally empowered and digitally literate enough to be able to even do your own business and do elementary digital skills within the context of your university education. We didn't stop at that also. We are also partnering with the head of service of the Federation already, to train, make sure that all the civil servants are also digitally literate, because when you have a digital literate civil servant, that's when you're going to be having an efficient service delivery within the public sector. Now, when we're also partnering with states as well, that's where Enugu State comes in. We are open to partner with every state. Last week, I was in Calabar discussing the same thing I'm saying now, to partner with the Cross River State government. I discussed with SSG, to partner with Cross River State government to ensure that their civil servants are also trained. This training, we provide the platform. And when we provide the platform, we expect you to enroll. And when you enroll in that platform, will take you through certain courses as content in digital literacy framework. At the end of the day, we graduate you and ensure that you're digitally empowered. And in sometimes we recognize those who are also outstanding. We also did the same thing as we are partnering with the ETF also to run a training program for the Enugu youths. And I think about 900 people registered in that platform, and a few of them were able to complete that particular program. And those who completed that program are going to be rewarded today with a kind of a digital tool. We have the laptops we want to give to those who have completed that training program. So we are going about to ensure that we get the right kind of skill. I didn't mention about the 3 million talent scheme, the 3MTT, which is across the way. It's one of the greatest accelerator programs across sub-Saharan Africa at this moment. The vision is to ensure that in the next 3 years, we'll have 3 million Nigerians who are technically sound in digital technology to be able not only to do work in Nigeria, but also to export their services beyond Nigeria. There are many other things I could have listed, but I know that she's looking at me with a kind of time. We have other things that are also contained in that 8 pillars of our strategic growth and action plan. But what I can say that we are waiting for those who want to partner with us to ensure that we build a new digital future for a digital Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So first is that I'm proud to let you know that IHS is a partner in the 3MTT program, and we've been doing that for a few years. But one of the things that jumped at me during your presentation is the fact that, you know, the federal government is committed to digital inclusion. And whether we agree or not, digital inclusion is going to force quite a number of things to happen. Social inclusion, financial inclusion, economic inclusion, even gender inclusion. Now, in a country like Nigeria that is very diverse, digital infrastructure isn't just towers, fiber or data centers. It's about people getting access to education, healthcare, jobs, and government services. How can smarter government and innovation truly reach the rural communities, women, youth, and underserved areas without leaving anyone behind?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. As if you went through our strategic growth and action plan to ask this question. If you look at pillar 7 of our strategic growth and action plan, it talks about strategic collaboration and partnership. I can tell you without mincing my words is that partnership massifies impact. Collaboration is a platform to build a collective intelligence. Now, if we are going to reach all these rural areas, especially to create necessary awareness, number one, to teach them also to understand, number two, and also to encourage them to participate, then we must partner with those who have like mind. There are those who are offering one service or the other, maybe in some of these rural areas. It's to partner with them to ensure that the services that they're delivering get to the masses and get to the people. That's why, for instance, in NIDA, we have maybe our staff strength is not up to, not more than 400. There's no how we can do all these things alone. That's why we encourage those who are carrying out form of digital services or digital support in one way or the other. They can rise up and to show up to partner with us so that we can drive inclusion. We can use various available strategies to encourage young ones. Okay, for instance, we're also building. We have another project. If you look at our roadmap, also, there's a provision for inclusive digital access and infrastructure. Now, in that provision, we said that for whatever approach that we're adopting, whatever service we are doing, whatever infrastructure we're deploying, we must take out and ensure that 40% is given to women. That is an affirmative action. And we also have what we refer to as national gender inclusion strategy. In that strategy, it's very definitive on how we are going to ensure that our services reach to the rural area, our services reach to the underserved, our services reach to women, and also our services reach to those who are physically challenged. In fact, we have specific programs targeted to those who are physically challenged, which will run training for them consistently on a yearly basis. Thank you.
Great. Please, let's give him a round of applause. I have just 2 more questions for you, sir, but they may be loaded, so I hope you are ready. Drawing from real-world deployments and all of the policy work that you do at NIDA, we know that there will definitely be shifts. For example, data centers, AI, and all of the, opportunities that emerging technologies afford. What 1 to 2 practical shifts do you envisage with regulators, operators, and the government that we need to make now to strengthen our digital backbone and make them more regenerative than extractive, that supports people and the planet for generations to come?
Thank you very much. You know that before now, regulations are built on past experiences. Now, it is built on armchair theories before now. What you discover as things evolve, innovation has gone beyond regulation. Innovation has gone faster than regulation. So if that is the case, if we put regulation first, that means we are going to impede and hinder innovation. So what then do we do? Do we allow this space to go unregulated? No, we can't do like that. But what can we do? We can now collaborate with the innovators. We can collaborate with the designers. We can now collaborate with the entrepreneurs. We can come together. And what we now do from NIDA's perspective is what we call developmental regulation. Now, in that concept, what we build around it is that, number one, we have what we call regulatory intelligence framework. Now, within that framework, it is very dynamic. You sense the environment. You collaborate with the environment. So you now come up with a regulation that is market creating. Now, one of the results of such regulation is what we call today the National Data Protection Commission. Now, that initially it was called the Data Protection Regulation, which was domiciled under NIDA. It was born out of co-creative approach of developmental regulation. So with regulation now, we should shift from the issue of regulating to stop instead of regulating to create more markets, regulating to open the space. So we move on from normal restrictive regulation to developmental regulation, a regulation that will have everybody that is in part of it with co-creation in terms of common. Now, an example also is that of the Nigerian Startup Act. Now, Nigerian Startup Act is one piece of regulation that actually emanated from the ecosystem, where everyone who is concerned sat together to discuss the issue of the startup and follow a particular trend to create the enabling environment that startup will be recognized, labeled, and incentive will be provided for startup. So my summary is that, number one, our focus will be shifted to developmental regulation. In NIDA, we use what we call regulatory intelligence framework, and also we approach regulation through co-creation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, as we proceed, I'd like you to leave a word with us for the Enugu Tech Festival 2026. And this is like a call to action from you, sir. Looking ahead, if we get the digital backbone right, strong, inclusive, sustainable, what kind of Nigeria do you envision for the next generation?
That question is pregnant. Now, I will say this to the people in Enugu State, the young guys and the young women that are here. Whether you choose to be a victor, or you choose to be a victim, you are right. They are all products of choices. But again, you must understand that resilience is an instrument that could actually propel you to achieve that desired goal and the dream that you have built in yourself already. Now, what do I see happening in the next generation? I see a situation where both positive and negative, where men will be distant from men and be more closer to machine. Now, I see a situation whereby sitting together to have a conversation as brothers and sisters, as fellow community members, may eventually be a luxury. That is one side. I also see a situation whereby the level of efficiency that we'll be able to import in our systems, in our environment, in our activities will become excellent. I see where we are becoming much more environmental conscious, that we'll be designing systems, we'll be building technology that is going to be environmentally responsive. I think that's what I can say for now.
Thank you very much. Before I wrap up, I'd like to invite my colleagues at IHS. Please join us. The DG CEO for the pictures as we wrap up.
Please join her.
Please join me, my colleagues at IHS, the DGC of National Information Technology Development Agency, Mr. Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, ably represented here by Mr. Aristotle. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We are glad and excited about the work that you are doing, but more importantly, the future that digital inclusion holds for Nigeria and Nigerians. I just want to appreciate you this afternoon for this very brilliant, thought-provoking, and reflective conversation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I lead a team. I came here with a team as well. I want to implore my team to also join me on stage. I can see her, she's sitting down there. Please join me on stage as we take this photograph.
We are done with this session. Thank you so much to Titilakwe Guntuga, the moderator, and of course, Mr. Aristotle. Put your hands together for them. Thank you. Thank you. Moving forward, and before I invite the moderator for the next fireside session, we have the Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Enugu State, Engineer Ben Osi Oko. You're welcome. You're welcome. I would like to invite Brian Echeji, who will be the moderator for the next session as they take a look at Africa's digital future depends on more than expanding network coverage. It requires the seamless integration of connectivity and financial infrastructure. So the question is, it's about private sector executive and IHS executive will be joining. Brian Echeji, you here?
Please. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Day one. Are we tired? How many of us here are from universities across Enugu? Of the greatest Nigerian students? And if you're from UNN, of the greatest of our conscious students? All right, super excited to be here. So I figured that if I say that if you mention where you finished from, you'll get an up. So I'm happy to mention that I'm a super lion. All right, thank you very much. I want to call up on stage IHS stars, and to lead that conversation would be the Associate Director, Regulatory Affairs at IHS. In no other person than Mr. Damian Ude. Please put your hands together for him as he comes. All right. So, thank you very much, Mr. Damian. I don't know. I feel like calling you Dr. Damian. I don't know, for some weird reason, but it's interesting that we're having this conversation now, and it's super exciting, even the more, to know that IHS Stars is now a part of the conversation when it comes to Enugu technology ecosystem, the growth and development of the state, and in line with the governor's mandates to the Honorable Commissioner to drive technology development and advancement for the state. And there is no other better partner when it comes to fiber optics, telco, to drive this conversation other than IHS. I stand to be corrected, right? And I just want you to take the floor and very clearly share with us what IHS is about and what we look forward to seeing with IHS going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Damian Ude. Incidentally, this is my state. I am from Oji River local government area. And one thing I wanted to say, I had a speech that I was supposed to do on behalf of our COO, but you could see how it went. the chairman and the big organs had very deep-seated discussions to have. And because of those very long, winding comments, which also helped our understanding, we were not able to do the long speech that I would have done, telling you guys about what we do at IHS. Titi, in the last session, did something like that. So I won't waste your time, but the important thing for you to know is that IHS is an infrastructure company. So what we do is everywhere you see a mast. So there are few companies like IHS in Nigeria. IHS started first, while the rest joined. You cannot make your communication without masts. So even all the AI, all the blockchain, all the things we are talking about here works on infrastructure, and that's IHS forte. I will still go deeper into it when we do the question and answer. So, but on behalf of IHS, we bring good tidings from our leadership. They are supposed to have been here, but a lot of them are here as well. We're a very big company operating in different countries of the world, and we started in Nigeria. So we're a fully Nigerian company. One thing I want to also tell the young ones is that all of you don't also have to be tech. So all of you must not own those big companies. I may own something, but where am I today? I started in telecoms and continue to rise in telecoms. And today, without being immodest or modest, at least I know that I have gone far in telecom. So you can also carve a niche in the work that you do. You can also focus. If you can't do business, you can also focus on working and educating yourself and then climbing the ladder to the highest peak. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'd want to, please put your hands together for IHS. Thank you. So I'd want to believe that we are good to go for the fireside. Fantastic. So just sit back and enjoy the ride. All right. So we're going to be very direct, and part of what we're going to be discussing is this about the way forward, sustainability, right? And so the question is this: what gives you hope? What gives IHS hope? And what worries IHS about building sustainable telecom for AI, 5G, and Internet of Things? And then what follows next would be, and what's one human-centered principle every leader should adopt going forward?
Okay, so let me start with us here. The hope that I see here is what I'm looking at now. See, what normally happens in most forums like this is that you find, for instance, a President Tinubu coming to open this session. So he will come with all the ministers. He will come with all the legislators. He will come with everybody that is big. And immediately he cuts that thing open, he has to go and face other tasks. So what we notice in Nigeria is, or what I've noticed in other places, is once he goes, the hall will just be empty. But look at you. Everybody's sitting down. Some are hungry. I know some have not eaten. But you're still waiting to hear. Yes. You're still waiting to imbibe something. You're still waiting to take knowledge home. You know, because the real knowledge comes after the fanfare ends. It is now that you can take. So I'm happy for you guys because that is how it starts. And that is the hope. Because what you actually see these days is that young people don't want to work. Young people don't want to learn. Everybody wants to make money and buy G-Wagon, you know, all the Mercedes-Benz, you know, and do all sorts of terrible things. Those terrible things are not being done by the people here. Yes. You know, those terrible things are not done by the people here. Are people who are focused. So I say it with all seriousness that the hope we have is the intent that we can show when we have forums like this, when we have any opportunity to learn. The chairman, Leo Stan Eke, has said, I will train so people if you do so things. So the kind of expectation will be that people will focus and try to achieve those things so that they can also be trained well, especially those who don't have the opportunity to train. So So how does IHS now help that? I need water. My mouth is dry. This Enugu weather is very dry. You know. So can someone get me water, please? Yeah. Bond, water. So how does IHS help in this thing? IHS is also that story. Thank you. Make una no vex. Very soon you will get to learn that when you are in a panel like this, sometimes you may need water. When you're delivering a speech, I'm sure you've seen some people, they will put the water by the side of the dice there and then be sipping it from time to time. So IHS started like this startup we're talking about. 2 people from just acquiring one, from building one site here and there. From 2021, 3 people. 2021, by now, we're now nearly 17,000 sites, 16,000 plus, scattered all over the Federation and still building. And that is just hard work. So IHS has about 16,000 sites, and those 16,000 sites are spread across all parts of the Federation, connecting people. The fact that you can make call in this hall is because of the presence of the towers. And those towers will never disappear, even if AI and so on keep increasing. Secondly, the other things we've done is to have 15,000 kilometers of fiber. Now, some of you may be wondering, fiber, the people are just busy digging up the road and so on. What does fiber do? Fiber makes your communication crisper. Now, if you're relying only on the towers, for instance, during inclement weather, storm, rain, or so on and so forth, rain affects the transmission of service. But when you connect your towers to fiber, your service is stronger. If it is data service, it is stronger. So IHS today has about 15,000 kilometers of fiber all across the Federation. May we clap for us.
Fantastic.
So in addition to also chase up to what is going on now. So there is AI coming up. There is all sorts of things. What has IHS done? In a typical tower, what you have there, you have like 2 generators. And why do you have 2 generators? Because you can't get power everywhere. NEPA is almost, you can't operate that, you can't do our business without consistent and constant power, 24 hours. So even if you connect a site to the NEPA grid, you must still have 2 generators. So as they take light, one generator will start. As that one is tired, the other one will start. So many things that is done. So to also, add to that, we are now going solar, we are now going gas. Gas is silent. You won't even know that there's any equipment there when you have a site that is operating on gas and then solar. So there are so many things that is being done. If I'm not taking the moderator's time, I also want to tell you that we are not just building those infrastructure. We're also building the infrastructure that relies on the infrastructure. For instance, we have innovation hubs.
Yeah.
We built one in Ilori. It is world class.
Yes.
We are building one in Maiduguri right now. When that one is also ready, that one will cater for the whole of the north. So we go that extra mile. And Titi in her rendition also mentioned about the 3MTT that we are partnering with the Federal Ministry of Communications to do. That's a lot. So I'll stop here for now.
Okay, fantastic. I think you've come to a point where it gets very interesting, and which is that everybody here has very clearly heard what you said. So IHS has built one of the finest innovation hubs across in Africa that you can find in Africa. One is located in Ilori, another one in Maiduguri. So my people, it is safe to say that we are due for an innovation hub in Enugu. True or false? True or false? Fantastic. So it is on this premise that we are very sure that part of the conversations that IHS would have with us in this region is setting up an innovation hub that will enable us drive or deep dive further into conversations around AI and 5G. No pressures anyways. Okay, thank you very much. And so the second question is this, for the one of time. With Nigeria's power and climate challenges, what one or two human-centered principles must we embed now for sustainable telecom? And how do we ensure rural communities and small businesses benefits first?
Oh, okay. I'll try and be as, when you want to, there's one saying in my place. That saying is by a madman. He said, when you want to say one thing, another one will enter your mouth. So, but let me just try and be straight to the point. So, what IHS does is that we try to impact in the society, wherever we do business, through numerous sort of CSR, our sustainability project. I don't want to go into that aspect, but going to that question. So IHS now looked at the rural areas and found out that these people were not covered adequately. Why were they not covered adequately? So, what people fail to understand is that the business of telecom is a business, not a government project. So people are going into that to make money and give service. So if I see a place where there's no money coming from there, if I have to go and build in one rural place in Sokoto, and a place where I know that maybe they will even, bomb the mast or, so just destroy the mast or something, and no money adequate to the investment that I've made is coming from there, I won't go there. So most of the big companies focus on areas where they can offer good service and also get good returns, because they have to make returns on investments for both their shareholders and owners and so on. So what IHS now decided was to embark on a project called rural telephony. And what is rural telephony? So it's also a cheaper way of taking service to those areas. So they partnered with all the MNOs and started building masts and other facilities around it that are cheaper. So instead of building those very mighty masts, they just raise one pole somewhere in that community, hand over the security to them. Transmission to that pole will be through Visa. It will not be from one mast to the other. So you just do direct transmission and you just put solar. So you don't put generator, you don't put this. So that way, those communities are being connected. As it is today, we have over 500 or so communities connected through the rural telephony project. So those are essentially the kind of things we embark on. When we see a gap that has some kind of human element in it, we try to plug it. Thank you.
I also think that it's important to mention, for some of us who really don't know, that IHS was actually part of the sponsors or sponsored the Innovation Design Thinking Challenge that held here. And if you want to know, okay, nice, it's a good place to clap. Thank you. So it's also important that we mention that if you want to know more about IHS has a stand just behind us. You can go and get to know what they are doing and what they intend to do. They have an impact project report for 2025, right? So please, I would enjoin you to interact with IHS at the stand over there and see what we can all glean from IHS. Thank you very much, Mr. Damien. It's been a pleasure moderating the session. Thank you very much for being in Enugu and have a wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Put your hands together once again for these gentlemen, for the awesome conversation that was had. I think I'd like to repeat myself again. Put your hands together for these gentlemen, for this awesome conversation. Thank you so much. The next thing we have on our agenda is the TDA laptop giveaway that would be happening soon. Okay. Please do come up and take your pictures. Do not mind me at all.
Is anyone joining you? I guess it's fashionable to invite your team to join.
Please join him on stage. For the
if you belong to their WhatsApp group, please join them on stage. Yeah, please, members of the WhatsApp group should join. the Commissioner for Works, they want you to come up. He just whispered to me that they want you to come up. Maybe because you people, there's a proximity, NIDA, everything are connected. The NFCS building, that's what it is. I've seen the screen on the building, by the way. It's fine. They co-opted the Commissioner for Works. But I'm sure they looked around for the Commissioner for Science, Technology, and Innovation. He's still running around for a lot of things. Remember to smile so that you can love the picture. Remember to beam a smile. Honorable Commissioner for Innovation, you were not here when the governor commended you. You stepped out momentarily, but I'm sure you got the message.
Though he came back in almost immediately,
Yes.
but I think he missed the most part of the
I know, is that?
recommendation and all
I mean,
that.
Yes.
Okay.
Chinabo.
Thank you so much. While we still have the commissioner up here, he's going to take us to the next level. We have the NITDA laptop giveaways. That's not on me. So please let's welcome the Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology, Honorable Prince Lawrence Eze.
ETF, as part of their incentives to support the Enugu State students. And today they have made due their promise, and the laptops are here, and the representative of NIDA is here. Please, could you just come up? Can you clap for NIDA, please? So for the team that conducted the Design Thinking Challenge, I would like to invite Brian Chibike. I don't know if he's around. Is he here? Okay. Is Joy around? Okay, Joy, please come. So Joy can now come and reel out the names of the winners so that they can all file out for the presentation of the laptops.
Okay, quickly, as you hear your name, please come up stage. We have Ogili Chi Agozie Emmanuel. We have John Kingsley Madabuchi. We have Hampo. We have Abel Kosi Sochukwu Maximus. As you're hearing your name, please come up stage. We have Ifani Kosi Sochukwu Cordis Maria. We have Ike Peculiar Aquabata. Nkiruka Kalista, keep it clapping, please. Nkiru Kalista Igwe. Esogwa Jubileate. We have Ugu Flora Chiagozie, Mesoma Asogwa, Obona Miracle Chizaram, Anekwe Nkechi, James Okonkwo, Favor Edward, Abigail Uzo Agu, Ajuluchukwu Omeke, Ikechukwu Dorothy Chinyere, Ruth Ugu. Yeah, I think I'll stop there for now. Yes. Please put your hands together for these outstanding persons that engaged thoroughly.
So presently what we have here, 15 people in number out of the 50 laptops. These 15 people are the ones that took the pains to complete their coursework, and they passed their courseworks. So they are going to be receiving their laptops here and now, and they will be going home with their laptops. Can you clap for them? Now, the remaining 35 laptops are here. We're also going to call those who actually commenced the course, and they are among the best 50 but they have not completed their coursework. The 35 of them will file them out after these ones. We will present them with a laptop, but that laptop will be with the ministry until they complete their coursework. Because this is not, it's not just a giveaway. It's something, a design challenge we actually curated with the NIDA, so as to encourage people to make use of their brains. So they will complete their coursework, finish, and then they will come to the ministry and collect all their laptops. So NIDA is not going back with the laptop. We ensure the laptops will remain with the ministry. So once they complete their courses, and unlike coursework, once they complete it, they will come to my ministry and pick up their laptops. I hope that's all I agree, right?
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm particularly passionate about what is going on in Enugu, and I want to assure you that NIDA will continue to support the young people in Enugu going forward. And I also want to use this opportunity to appeal to the young ones. There are vast opportunities available. Especially, we provide a lot of platforms. Number one, there is a GITEX Nigeria. It comes up around 7th to 10th September. It's a platform where you can showcase your innovative capability to a global audience. We also have Digital Nigeria. It's also another technology platform. In fact, Digital Nigeria is the largest tech event that is being supported by government in Nigeria. It's a platform. It's also available. And this year's own, we are curating a lot of VCs from across the globe who are coming to witness the event and take the opportunity also, see whether they can see a promising startup where they can invest. Make use of these opportunities and showcase your capabilities so that it doesn't remain only within Enugu here, but also go beyond Enugu. And for the 35 that are yet to complete their courses, we want to appeal to you. Now, these 15 people, they took the pain, they took the challenge, they were resilient, they were committed, and like I said earlier, whether you call yourself a victim or you call yourself a victor, the choice is yours. So the choice is available to you. Make the right choice today to transform your tomorrow. So we're going to make this presentation now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there is an update. The updated information we have now is that about 31 of them have just completed between yesterday and today. Can we clap for them? So the 31 will all be going home with the laptops. The remaining 19, if they complete before the end of today, they pick it up and go home. If they complete tomorrow, they come to my office and collect it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ajuluchukwu Omeke, Ikechukwu Dorothy, Roots Ugu, Ifani Afulukwe, Dozie Dominion.
I also want to invite my colleague who worked with me to make this possible to join me on stage as we present this laptop. Mrs. Uche Akaliro, please, can you join me on stage?
So for the rest of the people, as you hear your name, please come upstairs and join them. I stopped at Roots Ugu, Ifani Afulukwe, Dozie Dominion, Lawrence Ugu, Chinedu Chinecherem. Are they even coming up? Anike Abigail, Chinweke David Chinedu, Mwaka Ozioma Alberta, Isida Home Catherine, Aniagu Chiemela Camilos, Ude Thelma Ugona, Nnamene Chukwemeka Henry, Onyedika Chi Daniel Obina, Reuben Augustine Chinecherem, Naji Collins Chi Zaram. Put your hands together for these guys. Ogilichi Agoze Emmanuel, come get your own. We'll be very quick with it. So, John Kingsley Madabuchi. Abel Kosiso Chukwu Maximus. Are you John Kingsley?